Hello my friends, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. This is Jennifer. I had planned to come to you guys from outside today, but it is dark and gloomy and a little misty, and there are roofers off in the distance, so I decided we would just start in the sewing room and probably just stay in the sewing room. Right off the bat, silent auction was phenomenal. Saturday was our big event. It was our birthday, our challenge, our auction. We brought in silent auction, just the silent auction, not donations, not anything else, just the silent auction, over $4,700. Guys, seriously, that's more than $1,000 of what we made last year. It's the most we've ever made in a silent auction. During the meeting, I announced that this would be my last year to organize. I've known that this was going to be my last year to organize for a while. Several people have already stepped up and said that they would help take over next year, so I will be sort of coordinator and guidance next year into like new leadership. So we'll talk about that more later. That was really fun. Lots of happy people, lots of great baskets, lots of individual items that people were really excited about. And I, for the first time in 11 years of running the silent auction, this is the first time I ever won a bid. So I brought something home too. So you guys know I have an AccuQuilt Go and I love it. I use it all the time. That's how I cut my bindings. That's how I cut most of my borders. I use it in a very basic way. I mostly just cut strips. We had an AccuQuilt Go Baby in our auction, and it is this size. So I'm going to show you real quick. It came in a little carrying case that says Go Baby on the front. It's this big, and if you guys have seen my AccuQuilt, you know what, let me grab it so you can have it for comparison. This is my AccuQuilt. I have cut miles and miles and miles of 2.5-inch strips and 3.5-inch strips and all kinds of other stuff on this AccuQuilt. This is the Go Baby. This is the little baby sister to the bigger AccuQuilt. I think it's been replaced by the Go Me now, but it's the same size. It's very small. The Go Baby wasn't actually why I wanted to bid on this auction. That'll be great. I could probably use it for a retreat, but this is why I bid on the auction. The Go Baby came with all of these dies. All of these dies. I'm gonna go really fast so you can see what I got. There's also a rack for dies and lots of extra cutting mats. I knew from the moment I saw the AccuQuilts in our silent auction stuff that I was going to bid on it because I really wanted all those dies, and I got them and I'm super excited about it. So those will be added to my collection of dies, and definitely, I mean, I will probably just use them for charity quilts, or for the most part. There are some Christmas things in there, so I'm thinking maybe I can do a combination AccuQuilt embroidery machine Christmas fabric. So that's something that's percolating in the back of my head now. The other thing I want to share with you guys was the very fabulous Suzanne, who is also a Linus volunteer, gave me this awesome Halloween panel. I've been collecting Halloween fabric for a while, and honestly, the way this one is shaped, I'm thinking I'm going to quilt it and bind it and make a door hanging. I have a curtain rod on my front door so that I can display stuff on the inside, and I think this would be a perfect Halloween decoration. I'm going kind of fast because I have so much to share. The two quilts on the wall were quilt tops donated by Crystal. I got those quilted. That was in my pile of quilted stuff last week. I bound them on Sunday, and they are now ready to donate to the Linus Connection. Both of them were quilted with glide thread. I think I used like buttercream or butter or something like that. It was like a pale yellow. I do not remember the name of the color, but it worked out really well. What I do is I load up my quilts by color. So I will pick several that I think I can quilt with the same thread, and then I make a couple of bobbins, and then I quilt all of them one after another with the same thread, doing them 2 or 3 at a time usually when I'm working on them. So step change. I've got 2 more quilts to share with you guys. This was a bag of Buzz Lightyear orphan blocks that were just all kinds of random blocks. When I was making this top, it was a BFF retreat, and I took the Buzz Lightyear blocks, and then there are 5 blocks that were just 8.5-inch blocks that I cut out to go with these because there weren't quite enough for a top. This one is also quilted in the same yellow glide thread. I did swirls on this one because Buzz Lightyear. This one was also orphan blocks. I had a whole bag of these. Some of them were pieced in 3 strips, and some of them were 2 strips with a 3rd strip already with it. So it was more of a UFO than it was really orphan blocks. So I pieced those together, piece the top, put a border on it. This is a sort of a medium meander. Again, I did all of these in the same couple of days because I was using the same yellow thread. I have one more set change for you guys. This guy is also an orphan block quilt. Again, more like a UFO than orphan blocks. All of these half square triangles were in the same bag. So that's one of the reasons I got so many done on retreat, was I had a lot of Ziploc bags that were full of blocks that just went together. So I just sewed them together, and it wasn't a whole lot of brain effort on my part. This is my favorite one that I quilted in the last batch. I did swirls and meander, but I love the palette on this. I think it's really pretty and soft, and I think it'll wash up really nicely. So again, this was also BFF retreat, and you know, I'm starting to work on those, which is really exciting. Already talked about a lot of stuff, but I have a couple things to share that came in the mail yesterday. A few weeks ago, I received a message through the Linus Connection social media from a person named Ash, and this person is a volunteer for one of the camps that we donate blankets to every summer. And this particular camp is Camp Braveheart. They're a bereavement camp for kids who've lost someone in their lives, like a parent or a sibling. And we've been donating camp blankets to them for years and years and years. It's really important to us to be able to do that. And this person named Ash, who messaged me, said that they are a volunteer at Camp Braveheart, and they happened to be at a garage sale at their neighbor's house and realized they had a whole bunch of quilt stuff, and asked if they could send it to me, specifically to Linus, but I'm the person who answers those messages, and who better to answer the message for like unfinished projects and orphan blocks, since that's my jam for charity quills. So I'm going to go through these really fast. This little guy was actually in a quilt sandwich. It's a little small for Linus. It's only 20 inches. So I took this quilt sandwich apart. We'll add some borders to this, and then it'll be a really lovely baby quilt. Similar situation here, but this one was not already a sandwich. It needs some borders. It's just a little bit small, but it's soft and pretty, and it'll make a great baby quilt. The next few are all tops, and they are already the right size. They just need to be pressed and have a back and be quilted and bound. I think I have the perfect back for this. Suzanne gave me a whole bunch of fabric for quilt backs, and I think I have just the right thing in that batch of fabric for this. So those are the tops that are ready to go. There were also UFOs and orphan blocks. Orphan block, orphan blocks, orphan blocks, orphan blocks, UFO, 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 and I think this is also a UFO. Linus volunteers, if you want one of these, let me know and I'll bring it to you at the next meeting. I would ask that if you do take one, that you take a picture to send to me so that I can share it, because I'd really like to do that, since this is sort of a special circumstance for us. It's really a full circle, so I would like to make sure that happens. I will probably just add the quilts to my quilt pile, probably bump them up a little bit so that they get done pretty quickly. Everything else I'm willing to share, just let me know. International Quilt Festival in Houston is in a couple weeks, and our Talk to Me Tuesday gals are bringing something to sign. I will be bringing my micron pens. I'll let you guys know that in our Houston Facebook group. Also, everybody's kind of bringing their own thing. Rainey found a really great panel that she's bringing, and I think there are going to be a couple other panels. Abby's bringing a panel. I was digging through my orphan blocks because I thought, oh, I'll bring one of my own personal orphan blocks from, you know, all of the things I've tested and not finished over the years. And what I found was even better. This is something that my friend Janice gave me. It was a sample that, I think it was a do-over sample, because there's a little blip in it, but I think it's perfect. So I am totally happy with this. And this is what I'm bringing for all of my Talk to Me Tuesday friends to sign. How perfect is that? I mean, it says laughed often, love much, live long, which is, I mean, what a great thing for all my friends to sign. And it's crinkly because I have basted freezer paper to the back so that it can be signed more easily. My plan is, after my friends sign this, I am going to quilt it and hang it on my wall above my sewing machine so that I can see it all of the time. It's even better that it's red because a lot of my accessories in here are red. For anyone who missed it, Sunday was my best friend's birthday. Jules, happy birthday. I know it's a couple days later and you probably won't see this right away, but I love you. I can't believe I get to see you 3 times this year. So that's a gift to me, and I can't wait to see you in Houston. That's it, you guys. I don't know what I'll have to show next week. I have some pending projects, and I might be doing some DIY, and if that happens, then I will probably just show you guys that. And that is it. You guys have a really wonderful week. Have a crafty week. Be sure to share your video, comment, subscribe, do all of that fun stuff. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.